If you feel like there are a lot of deer in Helena, you are not wrong. In fact, right now the city is working on the urban deer survey to get an idea of just how many deer are in city limits and what to do about it. Deer are part of everyday life in Montana, but maybe even more so if you live within Helena city limits.
I'll watch out my window, and there's a herd that crosses once or twice a day, and they'll walk right through our parking lot and walk over to Wells Fargo and start eating their shrubs.
Wildlife officials say deer thrive in places with greenery, water, and few predators. So, in other words, the city of Helena provides a nice place for them to live and their population to grow. But a lot of deer in an urban area can cause some issues for both people and the deer.
We are frequently going out to deer that get caught in fences, that get caught in people's railings, that get injured.
Not to mention cars hitting deer. None of it is good for the deer nor people living in the area.
What we want is to be able to see deer, have them available to us. The wildlife gives value to our lives, but at the same time, we don't want to have so many that they're a public safety risk.
After a 2-year break, the city of Helena brought back the urban deer survey to try and find that balance. Over the past few weeks, certain police officers drove a predetermined route through the city and tallied the number of deer they saw. Then that data goes to Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks, who uses the numbers to figure out how many deer are in the city and if it's too many. Right now, the established target population density is 25 deer per square mile.
Deer can exist at a very low density and deer can exist at a very high density without any biological impacts, without any negative consequences to their genetic well-being.
But a lower population density could benefit their well-being, especially when it comes to things like chronic wasting disease. Wakeling says it has not been detected in Helena yet, and wildlife officials hope to keep it that way.
We certainly want to minimize that risk, and keeping those populations at lower densities certainly does favor kind of keeping transmission risk at a minimum.
Whether you're concerned about your shrubs, public safety, or the health of Helena's urban deer, at the end of the day, the Urban Deer Survey is aimed at achieving a balance for people and deer. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks biologists will look at the data collected by the Helena Police Department and use it to figure out next steps when it comes to the urban deer population. In Helena, Marian Davidson, MTN News.